Mr. Secretary, thank you very much for being here today. In 2016, you warned, quote, "The world without American engagement is a world none of us wants to live with," unquote. I couldn't agree more, and I bring it up today because the threat from China has grown, not just due to global shifts outside of our control, but because of political choices by this administration. Short-term moves with no thought for long-term consequences. The Chinese Communist Party has spent years claiming America is too divided to lead and too unstable to trust. When you became secretary, many of us hoped you would help lead the fight to combat this propaganda, because that's exactly what you did so well serving in the United States Senate. For example, Mr. Chairman, without objection, I'd like to submit for the record the August 2023 op-ed written by then Senator Rubio on this very subject. Without objection? Yeah. Secretary Rubio, in this op-ed, you wrote that strong, credible deterrence against Beijing is the best way to keep, quote, far-flung controversy from impacting our way of life. You added, quote, "If there's even a hint that the United States will not honor its security commitments, it will encourage Beijing to engage in more hostility to test our resolve." I thought your framing was especially smart here because you weren't just warning about policy. You were making the case for credibility, and I couldn't agree more with then Senator Rubio. But here you are today as Secretary Rubio presenting a very different record. As Secretary, we've seen you defend or be complicit in reckless foreign policy that Senator Rubio once warned against, like strategically incoherent tariffs that alienate our allies, alliance-breaking decisions that weaken our national security, partnership neglect that isolates us, abandon commitments that shred our credibility, and hand China easy propaganda wins. None of this is deterring China, Mr. Secretary. In fact, my concern is that unless we course correct and fast, this administration is handing Beijing a string of "I told you so" moments that only strengthen their position. Look no further than the Vice President. In February, Vice President Vance took the stage of the Munich Security Conference not to criticize our adversaries, but in a rather stunning moment to attack our allies. In fact, he literally said, quote, "The threat that I worry about most about vis-a-vis Europe is not Russia, it's not China, it is the threat from within," unquote. And just last month, the Ipsos global poll found that U.S. favorability fell in 26 out of 29 countries in just 6 short months. It's also the first time in the poll's history that more people now view China, not the United States, as the world's most positive influence.